Tonight's video lesson is on section 3.3, to put it in context, determining the rate of change from a context. So 2 nights ago, we were talking about determining the rate of change from a graph. Last night, we talked about determining the rate of change from a table. And today, we're just going to be given a story problem or a situation, and we have to try and figure out the rate of the change from the context or the story problem. I'm starting on page 167 in your book on problem 2. Number 1 says, Bella's Pizza Shop charges $4.50 for a small pizza, $7 for a medium pizza, and $9 for a large pizza. Toppings cost extra depending on the size of the pizza ordered. Bruce orders a large pizza, and we know that a large is $9. And he gets 3 toppings on it that cost a total of $12.60. What is the unit rate of cost per topping on a large pizza? Show your work. Okay, so the question is the unit rate of cost per number of toppings on a large pizza. So how much does 1 topping cost if you order a large pizza? Well, to start out, we need to take the $12.60 and subtract off the $9 pizza. Okay, if we subtract off the $9 pizza, we should get $3.60 for just the toppings alone. So that means they spent $3.60 on 3 toppings. Okay, if we do a unit rate, that means we want a 1 on the bottom, and I like to scale down. 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. That means we need to take $3.60 and divide that by 3. And I should get $1.20 per topping. Number 2 says a maintenance crew is paving a road. They are able to pave 1/8 of a mile during each working shift. A working shift is 7 hours. What is the unit rate of yards? Okay, be careful because here we were talking miles of road paved per hour. So, first things first, we need to figure out how many yards are in a mile. Well, I know that a mile equals 5,280 feet. And I'm changing it to feet because I know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So I'm going to take my 5,280 feet and divide it by 3, because there's 3 feet in 1 yard, and that will give me the number of yards in a mile, which is 1,760 yards in 1 mile. Now I have to remember that we are only talking about 1/8 of a mile. So if we want only 1/8, we need to divide this answer by 8. And we'll get that the section we're talking about, the 1/8 of a mile, is 220 yards. So now we can answer our question talking about yards. So when you're reading over the problems, be very careful because sometimes the units are going to change on you. They might go from hours to minutes, or again, like we just had here, from miles to yards. So be careful. All right, now that we know our total yardage, we need to find out how many yards per hour. So we're doing this per hour or for every hour, and the shift is 7 hours. Okay, again, we want a unit rate of change, so that means it needs to be over 1. I'm going to divide both sides by 7, and I'll get 31.4 yards. So this company paves 31.4 yards per hour. Whoops, yes. I want you, to go ahead and do problem 3, A and B, and then when you're ready, press play, and I'll give you those answers that I just flashed up there for you. So try problem 3 and press play when you are ready. Right, here are your answers for problem 3. The question was Melanie baked breakfast rolls for a band camp fundraiser. If she baked 15 dozen breakfast rolls in 3 hours, they want you to find the average rate of breakfast rolls baked per minute. Okay, so first off, you should have changed the 15 dozen into just regular single rolls. We know that there's 12 rolls per dozen, so 15 times 12 gave us 180 rolls. Next, because they were talking about hours in the first problem and then they asked per minute, we needed to take 3 hours times 60 minutes per hour and got 180 minutes. We set our dependence variable on top. The rolls depend on how long we're baking for. So 18 rolls over 180 minutes. That comes out to be 1 roll per minute. Problem B says, why do you think that they used average rate instead of rate? Okay, you should have written down something that she probably isn't going to bake at a steady rate. She also probably is going to bake a bunch of cinnamon rolls at a time on a cookie sheet, like in batches, kind of. So it's not technically that she's really baking 1 roll every minute. It just kind of comes out to that when you break it down. Okay, next I would like you to finish problem 2 all the way through page 170. And then when you are done, you are finished for the night, we will check over these answers in class tomorrow. Have a great night.